like DMX was like interesting.
Snoop saying "cuz" on T-Mobile commercials now.
Yo, that's so crazy, right?
That shit is crazy. And
Snoop definitely made Crippin' mainstream.
We were sitting up somewhere, and somebody looked at me and say, "Did he just say cuz?" And I said, "Yeah, nigga, that's
so crazy,
commercial."
Yo. That is so crazy. That's just the craziest right there, yo.
Exactly. And knowing from where that stemmed from and our walk of life to hear, a big corporation to the point to where they letting it just bang on like us.
And they probably don't have a clue.
He was cripping in the Olympics, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
it's Snoop is the popular. He's the comfortable Crip. He makes everyone feel like, oh, gangbanging is cool. You see Snoop Dogg? He said "cuz" to me. Get me?
That's
like
so crazy.
That's cool to them.
It's cool to me. I mean, it's cool to me on one level because I'd rather see Snoop get that check than someone who's
nigga 30 years ago walk up to you and get the "cuz" and you've been like, oh, it's finna go down. Something's finna happen. But to see it like, damn, this in 80 million homes talking about a "cuz" and it's like, oh, you don't care. That's Snoop Dogg. Thumbs up.
That's so crazy.
Hey,
I mean, being from New York, like when I would go to LA and people would say hard, I'd be like, oh, this is really about that. Because in New York, like we don't say with like 8 A's, but when that's how I always knew I was in the. I was like, oh, I said hard. I'm like, oh man, this is the over here. Funny, I knew Ice Cube back in the day, and I had gone to his house a long time ago. Right after America's Most Wanted came out, and I went to hang out with him. It was like right around that time, and we went to his house in South Central, and his mom I had cereal at his house, and I was eating food, and I was like, this don't look bad. Like I was like, you got a house and a yard. Like I'm from New York, we don't got none of this. He was like, nighttime. Nighttime. It's fucked up over here. And then he told me all about it. I really seen how different it was. I always was fascinated by the cultural differences between New York and LA because New York back then we didn't have no gangbanging, right? We didn't have that. We got your block. You got your crew from your block. It's a different world, It to me was always fascinating because we didn't have the organization, but it was like also a little bit depressing that like so many people are born into this thing that's like, man, where's it going to take you? And there's not a lot of ways out of it, and it's generational. So I would always be like, and there's this book that my pops, he was a writer, he put him up called City of Quartz, and it explained kind of the roots of it all, and how the penal system in California came to basically dictate what happened in the streets of California. And to me, that bugged me out because New York is different. It's not it's a whole different way of looking at it. But we go to 2024 and New York got all that shit.
Exactly. It was crazy to see that transition because somebody like me who've been traveling to New York since '89, you get me, like, I didn't see none of that shit. Like, we used to walk. We used to get on
there and they full-fledged banging with it too.
Nigga, we used to get on the train, we used to walk around, we used to go to Brooklyn, we used to walk over the bridge, and the last thing that I knew motherfuckers was hard. We done seen the Warriors in different movies and situations, but I never had the fear of going, I'm gonna be sweated by another Crip of blood out here. You get me? Like, it was hard. Like, I tell that story everywhere we go. It was hard everywhere we go, but
everywhere you go, there's somebody.
New York didn't express the Crip and blood and like we did in LA. That was like our foundation.
Right, like, that's not our culture.
Exactly. New York,
our culture is graffiti and breakdancing.
Graffiti, breakdancing. They got their crews and cliques, and we got the warlords or the spiders or the whatever.
Exactly.
It was never like we the spider bloods over here, or we the warrior crips over here. It was never that. It was, it'd be blacks, Mexicans, whatever. It clicked up in the same. So I never feared, or not to say fear, but we never anticipated running into any gang banging situations as far as New York was concerned. Even I go to Chicago, I'd go to Texas. This was like I said, it was hard everywhere, but there were limited places where it was actually cripping and blood. You get me?
I mean, that took over the whole country. I mean, I was in New York, like, you know, I'm old friends with Booyah. I was out there like with them the first time they came out there. I took Cobra and them to Harlem. They want to go to see 125th Street. It was bugging on them. And it was all red and the braids. Like, yo, crazy, you know, because in New York, everyone talks to each other, right? Like everyone got something to say to you. So it's like, oh, yo, the cool as hell. That could not happen nowadays. You couldn't go do that now.
Hell no.
Hey, you know, did you watch the Wu-Tang movie, the series?
Yeah. I wrote on the third season. I worked on it. And I worked with Riz on a bunch of stuff. I had helped work on the Dirty episodes. I wrote on a couple of them. So yeah, I not only did I watch it, I worked on it. So yeah.
Real quick, man, because Old Dirty, man, I think he was one of the most unique artists of all time.
I mean, he was undoubtedly. I mean, he was undoubtedly one of the you know, the craziest, most charismatic, wildest. You know, he was like a dangerous Bismarcky or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but you know what's crazy is his confidence. I saw this dude in New Orleans one year, and I forget where we was at, man. I was out there with I think DJ Bobcat. And he said, any rappers out there, I'll bust y'all ass right now. Where the rappers at? And nobody stood up.
Yo, I was there that year, man. He was so crazy. That was, man, we did this Electra showcase, and man, he tore that down. But he came out and they had a mirror on the side of the stage and just started looking at himself and talking, rapping to himself in the mirror like he was like, I can't, like Elvis Presley. I can't even explain it. And he was like, it was like there was like 2,000 people, 1,500 people there. And he did a performance in a mirror for like one song for himself. Like he didn't even pay attention. He was so fucking wild. I love the dude, man. Ason Unique. I miss him a lot. He was you know, it was hard to see how it all went down, you know, like
he was
rough to watch.
He was good people. I had the pleasure of fucking with Dirt a lot when I went to New York. You know, Wu-Tang, for some reason, we gravitated to each other. You know,
it's real recognized real. That's why.
They even put you in the series. Eiht is in the series. I called on one night. I was watching it, and I said they got the homie Eiht in there.
Yeah, I was real cool, especially with Method and Dirt, and then with Raekwon. I was real cool with them, and so like I said, they flew me out to New York to be in the All Can It Be So Simple video.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You're in the video. It's crazy. I forgot about that.
And then I did a song with Dirt with the remix for Shimmy Shimmy, me and E40.
Yeah.
He was a cool cat. He was in Compton for a while too, stomping around. Just fucking
Yo.
Yeah, Dirt was everywhere, man.
He was everywhere.
Yeah, he was.
I could too, because he'll end up anywhere. You never know where he'll show up. He's